Yes, sir. Monday afternoon, Savage Sports fan. Please like, share, subscribe. We're a new channel trying to get it up and going. Drop us a comment. All the new subscribers, thank you. We're trying to get this train up and moving. Listen, today I need to talk. It's Monday. You saw another beautiful Monday. It's about, 85, 90 degrees out here on the West Coast. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. Get that water in your system. I know you're thinking you're drinking a lot of water, but trust me, you're probably not drinking enough water. Anyway, check it out. I was looking over some things online, putting this morning's podcast together. Going forward, you'll get a morning podcast and a late night after dark podcast. But anyway, Deion Sanders, primetime Coach Prime. Deion Sanders. Listen. Have you thought about, no one thought that Deion Sanders would be this successful, this fast in Colorado. I thought it would take a few years. Even though he had a lot of success at Jackson State University. I think they had an undefeated season last year. But they lost in their bowl game. But no one thought he would be this successful, this fast. So when you look at Deion, I don't hate to admit it, but people must recognize the Deion Sanders effect is real. Why? Look at the TCU game. That game got 7 million eyeballs. That school has, I think in their bowl game, they never got more than maybe 500,000, 1 million people watching their game. They got 7 million people watching that game. This game in Nebraska, we got to look at the numbers when the numbers come out. That's going to probably push Deion Sanders' first home game. I'm going to just guesstimate. I think it might be 10 million eyeballs. The Deion Sanders effect is bringing eyeballs to schools, meaning these schools that are struggling, a lot of schools are not making money, not making the money you think they are making. But now these programs kind of is their bread and butter. Now you bring in a guy in a football team that's bringing 10 million eyeballs. They play Colorado State this weekend. Colorado State? Who's checking for Colorado State? They're going to check for Colorado State when Deion Sanders in Colorado walk through the building. He's saving programs. The only teams, listen, at the end of the month, Deion and them have Oregon they got to play, the Oregon Ducks. That's going to be a major. If they can beat the Oregon Ducks, I think they got to go to Oregon for that game. Then they turn around and go to USC. The USC game is key because I think USC is ranked 4 or 5 in the nation. They beat you. If Deion Sanders and the Colorado Badgers beat USC, that's when all hell breaks loose. Because that game will probably get 20 million views. He'll be officially on the map. I heard people say Deion Sanders will become America's new dad. He'll replace Bill Cosby, yada, yada. That might be true. But it will be on and cracking at that point that the Deion Sanders effect will be 1,000%. That train will be running just like, I don't know if the NFL would take notice of that because the NFL, they got big PR, they got money. I don't think they would. But if you are a struggling program or a struggling franchise and you see how this man, who's a father first, that's another thing, a father, he has his kids out there. He's bringing fatherhood to the homes of families or eyeballs to families every weekend, seeing a man with his kids can be successful and put them in position in life, similar to what we saw LeBron James do. LeBron James been doing, bringing fatherhood to the forefront. So at this point, it's going to get to a point, Deion is making so much money for all these programs. You really can't measure Deion by wins and losses but that's just the nature of the business that we're going to do. But look at the effect he's going to have on these kids' lives. His recruiting is going to be a lot easier. When you're bringing 10 million eyeballs to a kid's performance every weekend, you can't turn your head to that. If you want to make the league and get to the next level and help your family, and you want to get as much exposure to your son as possible, you're going to have to take a strong look at Colorado. And he's preaching fatherhood, and he's preaching purpose, and he's hitting them at social media. He's hitting them on all levels. He has his family at the games. He has all the supporters with the celebrity. Hollywood hasn't really even taken notice yet. The Deion Sanders effect is going to be worth billions upon billions. I mean, this contract he has, I think $25 million. He's exceeded that. They won one game last year. They already won two, so that means they're double what they were last year. If he can beat USC, if Colorado beats USC and make it a game where they lose by minimum, or if they blow out USC, what is college football going to do? He's the face of college football at that point. The sponsorships will roll in. Just imagine. This team is in Boulder, Colorado. If you've never been to Colorado, Boulder is not that big. Boulder, Colorado is already a very rich and affluent area. A lot of money in Boulder. The traffic, the Uber, the hotels. It's gonna be so hard to even get a room out there. The Airbnbs are gonna go through the roof. If you're doing Airbnb in Colorado, the money for Airbnbs, the Uber drivers, the Uber Eats, the Grub Hubs, the women, the 304s. Everybody benefits from the Deion Sanders effect, just like Floyd Mayweather had over a decade in Las Vegas. Floyd had all the hotels booked. He had everybody, the celebrities coming to town. They wanted to see him win, lose, or otherwise. Floyd Mayweather kept the lights on for a lot of hotels in Las Vegas for many years. You're going to see that with Deion Sanders. Now, it's going to stretch outside of Boulder because Boulder is very small. But when you look at the prices to go to Colorado, like I said, you might have to stay downtown and go all the way. That's a hike. I mean, Uber drivers are going to eat very well. Rent-a-car services are going to eat very well off of Deion Sanders and Colorado being a winner. Now, we all saw what happened to Russell Wilson yesterday. I told you that Sean Payton experiment. Sean Payton is not the savior y'all think he is. He had look at the last 3 years when he was with the Saints. He had Drew Brees there. Oh, Drew Brees wasn't the same. They were 8-8. They were 8-8 before Drew. Yes, Drew Brees was not the same person, but they were already going down. He was not some superstar savior, some coach that was feared. Nah, man. Hype job. Even though he's from Chicago, I'm going to still give him that work. So the best thing going, the Denver Nuggets are not going to be the champs this year. They have decimated that team. Shout out to them. They did a good job last year. They beat everybody. But now the best thing smoking out of Colorado is going to be Deion Sanders and the Deion Sanders effect. And like I said, it's going to be worth billions. This is year one. He's going to get better recruits next year. This is year one. They're going to be gunning for them. So, shout out to Deion. Shout out to all the haters. Haters have a job to do. Haters got a job to do. But we just going to make it a lot harder for them. Sad Clown Saturday continues. Hey, Jason Whitlock, the biggest clown of them all, he has already came out, game 2, and say Deion Sanders need to be stopped. Stop from what, Jason? Stop from Mr. Godly? Come on, Mr. Godly, man. Come on, Jason. Come on, bring that smoke. So he's screaming, Deion Sanders need to be stopped already. So, like I said, haters have a job to do. I'm not going to spend too much time on Whitlock, but he's still rolling with Brett Favre on every show. And he hates Deion but loves Brett Favre, who ripped up all those charities, who got all his issues. You could Google him. Brett Favre is no angel. And Brett Favre is not talking about no God. And Brett Favre is not talking about being no good father, being on TV trying to recruit kids and trying to put them in position. But that's okay with Mr. Whitlock, but he hates Deion. But we won't get into that no more. But anyway, long story short, drop a comment. How much do you think the Deion Sanders effect is worth? I think billions, trillions. I think a lot of men are going to pull their pants up and start recognize it's a good thing to be a dad. It's a good thing to be a husband. It's a good thing to be a part of a good team. So I think the effect he's already won. Should Colorado tear up that contract and give him a bigger contract? Drop a comment. I don't know. It has happened in the past. Let's not act like that has not happened. It has happened in the past. So he's already won. Shout out to his sons. They doing a great job. Shout out to the whole team. And the biggest thing is Deion Sanders has a great coaching staff, and he gave a lot of these coaches a great opportunity to go out there and showcase what they can do. Now, we do know when you become successful, a lot of his coaches are going to be recruited to come to other programs. So the coaching team that you see this year in year one may not be the same coaching team you'll see in year 2, year 3, but it'll be a lot of opportunities for a lot of NFL coaches who they just throw these coaches away. They throw these position coaches away. So he will have an opportunity to bring some more NFL coaches on his program, but he will lose a lot of key people from his staff. That's just the nature of the beast. That's what happens when you become successful. So, but nevertheless, he's given a lot of coaches an opportunity. A lot of his coaches who've been with him since he brought some coaches from Jackson State, they had never left Mississippi. They said that on record. They had never left Mississippi, let alone took a small job in Jackson State. Now they're in Colorado in this program. Shout out to Deion Sanders. Shout out to Deion Sanders Jr. Shout out to his son that's doing a great job on running all their social media, running their YouTube channels, well-off media and things of that nature. Give them a check out, give them a follow. Nevertheless, what do you think the Deion Sanders effect is worth? I think he won already. I think the haters are going to hate. And I think the best is just getting started. Like I said, at the end of the month, like this week, they have Colorado State. I think they'll beat that. That might be a little bit tougher than people might expect. It may not be, a cakewalk like people think. But I think they'll get that victory. And then they got to go to Oregon. And then they got USC. Oh, then they got Arizona State. I think they're going to put 50 points up on Arizona State, 60 points up on them. That's going to be a win. But that Oregon, that USC, that's when the real haters are going to show up. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Let's keep this thing going. I'm out.